Hey guys, how's it going? This is ThePyroGunner, and welcome to my review of Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. Look at this like beautiful sunset or sunrise, whatever it is right here. This game is really pretty. I'll tell you that for sure. So anyways, this is Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. It's a game about an apocalypse where everyone disappears, which that and the title of the game would lead you to believe that it is the Rapture from the Bible and stuff. But actually, like, I won't tell you what it is, but it's not necessarily that. It's open to interpretation and theory, and it's really weird, and like it's not really like the Raptures in the Bible. So yeah, it's pretty different. So anyways, this game was number 7 on the list I made of my most anticipated games. So I'll talk about how it turned out. So basically in this game you walk around and interact with a few things. Many people have called it a walking simulator. I'll get to whether or not that is a fair judgment of it soon. So you walk around and like interact with radios and some TVs and stuff, and I don't want to, I don't know, show you too much of that because it's all about me talking about it. So for this review I actually did do some notes with it. So anyways, first let's do the good things about this game, then I'll get to some of the problems with it. So first off, as you can tell, the graphics. This game is so beautiful. There's a phone there. Yeah, it's beautiful, and the soundtrack, it's also very beautiful. So yeah, just look at how pretty this game is. It's set in England, I think, or somewhere in the UK. It might not be England. Maybe it's Wales, I'm not sure. And another thing that's good with this is that in the first chapter of this game, which we're about to go into, this is basically sort of like a prologue to it right here. The mystery of the game is like really cool. There you move the controller to do that. That actually gets really frustrating in some parts. You just can't get it to the right spot until your 10 millionth try, but most of the time it works. So you see like the ghosts of characters kind of talking. They're like in this light thing. I'll start to get into problems with the game now. This is a problem with the game, that all you see are these sort of pixely light ghost things and their voices. People have similar voices in this game. It's very hard to tell who's talking and to tell them apart. Well, this person you can, because they're like the only person in the game with an American accent. But anyways, so that's definitely a problem. I found the story between the characters very hard to follow. Also, I did not like that the story was very focused. I should probably wait for that. That's why it's still dark. Hey, look at the galaxy. Ain't it pretty? I don't like the story was focused on the individual people's stories going on, more so than the actual apocalypse type of event that happened. I thought that was much more interesting, and it's very hard to follow the individual people's stories. And like, so it says Jeremy here. I think this means most of the sort of memories we're seeing here are linked to the character Jeremy. I don't even remember who the character Jeremy is. I first played this like I think on the day it came out, and I finished it soon after. It's not a very long game. What does make it longer though is the walking speed. It's very slow. There is actually a sprint button in the game, but see that there's more of the ghosts. You can't tell who's who because they all sound so similar and they all look the same. Anyways, the story's very hard to follow, and yeah. And then with the movement speed thing, this is the walking speed. Oh my gosh, is it slow. Like, it's kind of good for taking in everything slowly, but sometimes you just simply don't have time for that, or you want to backtrack to look at something else. and it is a waste of time. There is actually a sprint button. They don't tell you there is in the game, so it's terribly designed in that way. But you actually hold down R2, and it takes like 7 seconds for your sprint to charge. So now it's like charging up here. Now I am at full sprint, and that's how fast it is. This looks very fast compared to the walking, but I don't feel like the sprint is that fast. And I'm skipping looking at the phone because, quite frankly, I don't want to. Alright, I'm going to look at my notes more because I'm like, okay, what to talk about next. Alright, so, yeah. Slow walking, confusing characters. I want to talk about the ending. There's something I seriously hate about the ending. I'll talk about it later in the video because it's a little bit spoilery, but I'll just get to that later. So anyways, also, each level in this game uses the same structure to the gameplay, and it's super repetitive, super boring to play. I mean, at least the story's kind of interesting if you can follow it, and I say kind of interesting, as in the first chapter of the game, which started with, like, Jeremy. It's the Jeremy chapter, I guess, like, and it takes place in this main area we're going to see here. This first chapter is very interesting. There's a lot of different theories on what the mystery could be, like aliens, maybe it is the Rapture, maybe it's some sickness, maybe it's some sort of electricity monster. Like, you don't really know what it is, but anyways, so also, speaking of this game being super repetitive, so the gameplay in this game is you walking around and interacting with things to figure out pieces of the story. And this game, oh my gosh, like, if I was thinking of, oh, let's make a game where people do that and, you know, walk around, find things and piece a story together, I would have different sorts of clues of all kinds of different varieties to make it really interesting to play and stuff, like, right? No, this game, basically the only ways you hear about the story are radios like that, the ghosts talking, and like phones, and that's basically it. Those are the only mechanics you can do in this world where you can walk around and look at everything, and that's all there really is. And it's just so boring. Like, if I was in this situation, I would want to explore everything, but this game feels so limited. And if you go and try to, like, explore things that aren't just the radios or the light people, then you aren't going to get anything out of it. There's really nothing there for you. Yeah. Yeah, this game is pretty disappointing, gotta be honest here. Also, as you can probably tell here, I don't know if you play as one of the characters. As far as I can tell, you do not, like... Okay, I kind of do hear footprints now that I think about it, but you play as someone who is an outside observer from the story. Oh, one thing that's really cool with the graphics is how it gets sort of brighter and darker as clouds move over. This is basically the only game I've ever seen do that correctly, and it looks amazing. Just want to point that out. But yeah, basically, what was I saying here? Let me open up my notes again. Yeah, like, your character, which, as I see it, really isn't a character. It's just you sort of going into this world because you can, just to see bits of the story of what happened and stuff. And, like, you never do anything that influences the story, or your character doesn't participate in the story whatsoever, and it just makes it feel very detached from everything that's going on in this game. Also, this light thing that you can follow, I think it's supposed to be able to take you to different locations to see cool things, but I tried following it. It goes all over the place, and it doesn't know what it's doing. There's no point to that thing. I'm not even going to try to activate the light things with the people, because it's stupid. Yeah, but graphics, music is cool. The mystery is cool at first. Later, it gets stupid. I guess that's basically all that I have left to talk about in this review, so I will talk about that now. So the mystery in like the first level. There's maybe like, I don't know, 5 or 6 levels or chapters in it, and they all are like as you go through different sections of the town. This slide, I really wanted to climb up it and go down it when I first played this. Unfortunately, you can't. Maybe from this side, maybe. Oh, look at that. Like, you can't slide down, but you can fake it. Alright, so, and then once you get to the second chapter, you realize the mystery isn't changing at all, and you aren't really getting any closer to knowing what it is. And this story is confusing with characters. You can't tell who is who, and even if you could, it wouldn't be like all that good. Like, it's kind of interesting. Like, basically the story is about how people interacted to this thing happening to them, but the true thing that interested me in the story is what this whole thing is that is happening. And that did not get much focus after the first chapter, which I really hated. And, like, really, the mystery of what happened doesn't develop at all. The story between people is boring, and you can't tell who is who half the time, or not half the time, most of the time. Also, one last thing that I have to say, this is going to tread slightly on the side of spoilers. I'm saying slightly, because, like, here's the thing. For me, when I play games or watch movies or whatever, I care if something is spoiled, if it's something I think I will really enjoy, and something that others have said is, like, really good, and, like, oh, this sounds great, I would really want to, like, figure this out on my own. But when it comes to things that aren't good, like, they don't look like they're good, everyone says they're not good, like, okay, well, not everyone has said this game is not good, but quite a few people have, then I don't care if it's spoiled. So also, what I'm going to say is a minor spoiler in a way. It's going to have to do with the ending and what the thing eventually is, but I won't tell you what it eventually is, but I kind of will. So if you really care about playing this game for yourself and going through the agony that it is, then I will let you do that. Then just, like, leave now. But I'm telling you right now, seriously, you should not care about spoilers, especially what I'm about to say. In fact, what I'm going to say is probably going to make you never want to play this game. Alright, so this game is strongly focused on the mystery of what happened, even though it kind of stops after a while and doesn't really develop that part of the story. So here's what's going on with what happened. It never tells you. Yeah, this is a game that's a mystery game, and it's focused on you going around and figuring things out like a mystery. It never tells you what it is. Now, some people might say, well, that's because since it's a mystery game, they expect you to make your theory of what it was. Well, honestly, that could work in some games. In this game, it doesn't work. In this game, it's just, oh man, they never tell you what it is. Like, that was the one thing that I was holding on to this whole time, is maybe it was something really cool. Maybe I'll find out and it'll be awesome, and then maybe I'll kind of like this game. But nope, never told you what it was. And it's just, oh my gosh. Like, how can they make a mystery game and not tell you what it was? Like, as I said, some games, that could work for just people making their own theories, as long as the subject material that is there for people to make their theories on is good enough to care about. In this game, it's just simply not. And I would say that this game basically is a walking simulator. Like, yeah, I don't like this game. It's a disappointment. You know, as I said, it was number 7 on my list. It's not a good game. Please don't get this game. Please save your money. There's a lot of other good games that are coming out soon. Like, I can't say that they're good because they aren't out yet, so I haven't played them and stuff, but I'm sure other ones will be much better than this. Please save your money. So guys, that's the end of the review. Thank you for watching. I don't have that much time to outro this. I'm recording this later because it ended on its own because I wasn't keeping track of time. Anyways, I got to say all that I had to say, so thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. You can support me on Patreon if you would like to. You don't have to. And yeah, bye guys.